Hi. So it's been a little while. I haven't been posting videos, but that's mostly just because I've been uh working at stuff. Like I've been picking at this, The Prince by Machiavelli, and some other stuff by him. I'm about halfway done with it. It's kind of just lots of like little stories. It just goes on and on, sort of like the Odyssey, how it just goes on and on about like different aspects of rulership, or like little stories, like little instances of different events happening, or like what happens if, like, if you make this action, this is how it plays. Anyway, I was busy with that for a while, and then I was doing more philosophy of biology and some other stuff, trying to finish some other stuff. And then I recently redid this by Watson. This is very good. I read it back in 2022, and I just completed it now. Yeah, it's good stuff. This is very good. It's nominally it's about the philosophy of physics, but it's really about the theory and epistemology of scientific enterprises. And for example, he goes at length about the relationship between mathematical the formalization of mathematics and its relationship to actually experienced physical reality. And he goes on and on about how it's really not that we discover something about the world and that it turns out to be mathematical, but that we assign certain mathematical schemas to the gathered physical evidence. And I think that's very true, like generally, in how we arbitrarily assign meaning to certain symbols. Anyway, I read this early on in my scientific and philosophical journey, and it really heavily impacted me. It influenced my thought quite a bit. And what I follow now is basically a generalized version of this. I would like to find more from Watson, but I've never seen any. And I'm not even really sure what he does. I assume he does the philosophy of physics, but I haven't really found anything else from him. Another thing, it's got an introduction by Ernest Nagel, and I've read some of Nagel's other stuff, and he has a philosophy of science textbook that I really need to find, but I haven't been able to find it yet. So anyway, I finished that. I got some good notes out of it. I haven't touched the New General Management in quite a while. I doubt you can even see that. Mind and the Nature of Its Interpreted Thought is coming along nicely. I'm a little bit happier with it than I was before. Before, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pull it off right, and now I am a little bit more sure that I think I can do it. It's 11 pages, almost 5,000 words. It really shouldn't be that hard, but it's kind of like fundamental to the rest of my project, so it's really important that I get it right. Some other stuff. I don't really know where to go next. That's sometimes usual with me, is that I don't know where to go next. But now the main problem is I know kind of what it is that I want to study, but the main issue is that nobody else even really knows about it, apparently. So it makes it really difficult to find either A, people who actually do it, or B, things that are related to it, because there's just nothing out there. I don't know if I've mentioned on here about the University of Tartu, but they're the only ones I've ever seen that even come close, and they don't do it the way I want to do it, so gotta keep looking, I guess. What else have I been doing? I opened up this again. I got up to page like 60 something back in 2023, and October 23rd of 23. No, October 30th of 23. And I put it down. I don't know why, but I'm getting a lot from it about like supersymmetry and quantum gravity and some of the relationships. It's interesting stuff, but I don't have really too much an opinion on the theory of physics. There seems to be a lot of complaining, a lot of angst, but nobody's making any progress there, so I don't really care too much about what they do. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Not much else. Yeah, I haven't really written anything new in a while. I think the last thing I did was last scientific thing I did was possible and contingent, but not necessary. And that's basically where I left off. I'd like to do more semiotics or like, my version, but like I said, I don't really know how to advance it. I mean, I could advance it by looking at signal analysis, but that kind of requires like a deeper. See, that's another issue is I like to do certain things, but those things require like deeper knowledge of, say, like oscillator theory and physics or something like that, or Fourier transforms or what the fuck ever. And like that's kind of a lot. I keep meaning to get in. I have some history and philosophy of chemistry textbooks. I like to get into that, but it's kind of different for me. It's easier if I read things I already kind of know about. It's easier to pull information from them. Like with this Watson text, I've already read physical philosophy, so I'm not super, like, it's not super new to me. So I don't get as lost as easily. Like with I don't have color for it. Like with this Husserl and Frege, that kind of I'm not as like familiar with fucking Brentano and Frege and all these characters. I'm just not like familiar with them. So when I see their names come up or events that are associated with them, I just don't like know their history and their personal backstory very well. I'm getting to know Kant a little bit better. I'm not like one of those Kantians though, but I know it just a little bit better. Yeah, there's not much else going on. I broke up New General Management into 2 pieces because it was lagging on me. It was taking too long to open and close the file or type things out. It would lag. I wasn't happy with that. So I did that. I think it's at 110,000 words. So 740 something pages, 47 pages, I think. Although I wanted to get it down. I don't like it being as big as it is. I think I can refine it a little bit. Mostly taking out the blank spaces. There's a connection there between symbolic manipulation and the ecology of parasites, but I'm gonna have to wait for another time. So, see ya.